was past midnight when Ethan finally left the dimly lit office building, where he worked late shifts for a data entry job he hated. The streets were empty, and the city felt abandoned. His phone was dead. The last bus had already left, and the air had the weight of something waiting, like the city itself was holding its breath. Then he saw it. A city bus pulling up slowly to the nearby stop, its headlights slicing through the mist, creeping over the asphalt. It looked older than the regular fleet. Its paint faded, its number sign flickering weakly. Route 0. Ethan didn't question it. He was cold, exhausted, and desperate to get home. The doors opened with a hiss, and he stepped inside. The driver didn't speak. A man in a worn uniform, eyes hidden under the brim of his cap, sat motionless, one hand loosely gripping the wheel. Ethan gave a polite nod, but there was no reaction. Maybe he was just tired too. The bus was half full. Passengers lined both sides of the aisle, staring straight ahead. No one looked at him. No one moved. Their expressions were blank, hollow, as though carved from wax. An elderly woman clutched a paper bag in her lap with skeletal fingers. A child with wide eyes sat perfectly still, lips parted slightly, as if frozen mid-sentence. The air was heavy and still. No coughs, no sniffles, not even the shuffle of feet. Ethan took a seat near the back, shivering slightly. The engine let out a low groan, and the bus began to move. Outside, the streets looked wrong. Storefronts were boarded up, windows dark. There were no streetlights, no traffic, no signs of life. Only thick gray fog, blanketing everything. He leaned closer to the window, trying to see where they were going, but the fog thickened, swallowing the view whole. It was like riding through a void. Time passed, minutes, hours. He couldn't tell. The bus made no stops, didn't slow down, didn't turn. Ethan glanced back at the passengers, still motionless, still staring. But now, something felt different. Were they closer? He could have sworn the old woman had been 3 rows up, not directly across from him. And the boy, was he always on his side of the aisle? The air grew colder. Breath fogged the glass. His heart began to thump faster. He stood and approached the driver. "Excuse me, where are we going?" he asked. No response. The driver didn't flinch. Ethan stepped closer, raising his voice. "Hey, can you hear me? I need to get off. I think I got on the wrong bus." Silence. That's when he saw it, through the scratched plexiglass barrier in the rearview mirror. The driver had no reflection. Ethan stumbled back, heart in his throat. He turned to the passengers again. The boy's head was now fully turned toward him. His mouth was still slightly open, but his eyes, wide, black, lifeless, locked onto Ethan's. He wasn't blinking. None of them were. He rushed down the aisle, tried the emergency exit at the back. It wouldn't budge. He banged on the windows, screamed, but the fog outside seemed to muffle all sound. It felt like the bus wasn't moving forward anymore, just floating. Then the lights flickered, and all the passengers turned their heads toward him at once. A low sound filled the cabin, like 1,000 whispers scraping against the inside of his skull. He covered his ears, fell to his knees, gasping, trying to think, trying to wake up. This had to be a nightmare. Then the whispering stopped. He looked up. All the seats were empty. He was alone, or so he thought. In the driver's mirror, a face stared back at him. His own, but twisted, gaunt, pale, with hollow black eyes and a thin red line stretching from cheek to cheek. The bus slowed. The door hissed open. Ethan looked out. It wasn't his neighborhood. It wasn't anywhere. Just gray fog, and something standing in it. Tall, thin, watching. Then everything went black. When Ethan woke up, he was in his bed. Morning sun trickled through the blinds. His phone buzzed with messages. Everything seemed normal, but he didn't remember getting home. Shrugging it off as a nightmare, he stood and looked at himself in the mirror. That's when he saw it. Behind him, reflected in the mirror, on the other side of the room, was the boy from the bus, smiling, and the faint sound of an engine idling in the distance. Getting closer. Route 0 never ends.